Benzino, what in the world is wrong with you? Now you're threatening Shauna Brooks' life. Now you're saying that you're going to do this and that to Shauna Brooks. You're going to physically harm Shauna Brooks, or she's going to be physically harmed. You know what, Benzino? You need psychotherapy, and I'm going to talk about it. Good evening, everyone. I'm back with another commentary. This one I caught this morning, and I got to speak on it because it's not cool. I took screenshots of it. I'm going to post the screenshots on my community segment of my YouTube channel, because regardless of how you feel about a person, violence should never be the answer to any solution. I'm going to be honest. I know it sounds like a PSA. It sounds like an ABC after school special quote from a movie. I don't care. Benzino is corny for this. Benzino is a 56-year-old man who probably has grandkids, whose daughter is up and coming in the industry. When you're acting like this, it not only affects your brand, it affects her. And people aren't even taking her serious because you clowned your own daughter. But now you're being clowned. You can't handle it. At least she could handle it. But to give you a picture and an idea of what's going on, I'm going to read you the tweets from this man. Now, Shauna Brooks is a transgender woman who's very famous in Atlanta. She's tried to break into the industry, but it hasn't really popped for her like she thought it would have by now. So Shauna Brooks was in a movie that Benzino was in. The movie didn't include scenes with the two of them together. They supposedly haven't even met in person, but they did have a phone conversation that I posted under one of my uploads that was discussing Benzino. And you can hear her saying, listen, daddy, listen, daddy, listen, daddy, daddy, listen. And he's basically saying, I don't understand the transgender community. I'm new to this, I'm a 56-year-old man. I'm from Boston. We're not supposed to basically be doing this type of stuff. So Shauna Brooks is like, listen, daddy, listen. And to be fair, there wasn't disrespect from both sides, but there looks like it could have been something that happened amongst the two. Either there could have been a relationship over the phone or a sexual ship over social media. Stuff like that goes down. But the thing that bothered me is that if you're not into transgender women, Benzino, why are you being so irate? Why are you being so hostile towards Shauna Brooks? Now, I'm not excusing Shauna Brooks' behavior because Shauna Brooks is not really the most, I would say, she's not looking really that clean either, because many people are saying that Shauna Brooks is a clout chaser. But I'm going to go to reading the tweets that this man made, and why I think somebody needs to tell him to slow down before he ends up going to prison. So it reads, this person has crossed a dangerous line, and I've already accepted that at 56 years old, I will die now or go to jail for the rest of my he forgot to write life over my name, reputation, and legacy. This weirdo MF is playing with y'all, not me. He/she still haven't said that we never met in person. So I'm going to read what Shauna Brooks posted from her messages, DMs from Instagram. Now it reads, I don't know what's your motivation of why you doing this, but I'll go to jail for the rest of my life over this. And I don't give a F about the LGBTQ, the police, or anyone else. I never met you in person, but I tell what you keep playing with me, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. That is Benzino. But basically, he's saying to Shauna Brooks, I don't know what your motive behind this is. I don't know if you're trying to blackmail me or ruin my life. But if you keep playing with me, I will go to jail for the rest of my life over this. Meaning, like, I'll have you handled. Whether I do it myself or I'll get somebody else to do it. I don't care about the LGBT community, the police, anyone else. I have to say this because he don't really type well. And I'll go to jail for the rest of my life if you keep playing with me. He also writes, now you've been warned. You don't know me, but soon I will show you who I really am. So Shauna Brooks responds, I never said anything about you, Zeno. What are you referring to? Benzino responds back, look, fuck all that. Till this day, we haven't even met in person. You trying to make it seem like we were in some type of relationship. You keep playing word semantics. Enough is enough. I'm telling you, threatening you, and everything else. You keep lying on me, I am going to hunt you down, and I'm going to jail, period. No more texting, no nothing. This internet is going to make you lose your fucking life. And 50 Cent is a effing coward. He ain't going nowhere without police. And he ain't going to save you. Go holler at him or Young Buck. Them niggas are into you. I've never, ever been with a man. And never, ever will so. This is my last time texting. Like I said, I'm 56 years old. And I've accepted that I will die now or go to jail for the rest of my life over my reputation and legacy. Now, there's some more tweets. There's some more comments, but I'm going to post them. I'm not going to read them all because I have a lot more to say that's necessary than to read this off. But I'm going to start by this. Benzino, if you feel that you are not a gay man, if you feel that you never had a sexually explicit conversation, you never did anything sexual with this woman online, let alone in person, why are you giving attention to this scenario, this situation, this story? You shouldn't be hostile towards Shauna Brooks. Matter of fact, you should be like, Shauna, tell 50 Cent to not put you in these type of situations. Because it's not helpful to your brand. It's not helpful to your reputation. Especially since word around Atlanta is that Shauna Brooks got blackballed by Tyler Perry. I mentioned that on my previous upload from a week and a half ago. If you want to take a listen, it's still up. Shauna Brooks, I'm old enough to be your daddy. Since you want to call me daddy, I'm old enough to be your daddy. Fall back, move on, and try to find another sucker because I'm not it. That's all he have to say, just like that. But you know what the whole thing is with Benzino? Benzino is angry because Althea left him. She has, mostly she has custody of little Zeno. And he went to visit her house 2 weeks ago. And he saw her talking to another man. And he damaged the truck, threatened the man, and went to jail. Not prison, but went to jail and got arrested. Because the man said, listen, me and Althea, we just started talking. I just came to visit her. And this man damages my truck. I got dents on my truck. And you can see the truck. It was a real nice truck. He said, I don't really want to, get this man arrested, let alone see him go to jail. But this man threatened me. So because of that, I'm going to have to do what I got to do to protect myself. This man, Benzino, starts crying. Every time there's an altercation with him and Althea, he starts crying. He ends up getting arrested. He can't control his emotions because she's leaving him and she's done with him. And the only time they are together is to make money on reality TV. She tried to make it work. Yeah, but also she been getting paid to try to make it work with the man. And Benzino, let's keep it real. Althea was young when y'all got together. Althea was about 30 years old. And they met because it is true what Jocelyn did say. when they first were auditioning for people on Love and Hip Hop back in 2011, Stevie J and Jocelyn were dating. And Stevie J was interested in Althea. So she basically was talking to him first. She even alluded that something did happen. But then Benzino was interested in her, and she started dating Benzino, but she didn't get picked to be on the show. However, in the show, Benzino and Carly Red was dating, but that was just show hype. But because when she got on the show for the third season, none of the women really liked her. The only one she didn't have a problem with was really Mimi. She didn't have a problem with Mimi nor Arian. But Carly Red, Erica Dixon, and Jocelyn didn't like her. But Erica Dixon and Althea started getting along. Now, going back to the whole thing with Benzino, because this is very important, he can't handle Althea moving on. So he's pulling a lot of stunts. Now, I believe that something could have happened between him and Shauna Brooks. But here's my thing. If it happens, there's no need to leak it. But here's the thing. Shauna Brooks, her reputation is not the cleanest either, because she's been known for pulling these stunts of like being a clout chaser and exposing people. I said that she's been blackballed by Tyler Perry because she lied and said that Tyler Perry basically was caught sleeping with like men. In order to be on her show, you gotta sleep with men, and she lied on him. Another thing too is that Shauna Brooks has been exposed by many bloggers as a clout chaser. That's not good. Also, it doesn't help that you're very close friends with Sydney Starr. Number 4, I would say you've been on every reality show. She was on Bot. She was even on an ID show that I mentioned in another upload where she was a prostitute to pay for her surgeries. And I saw that show. I was like, pretty face, but I knew. And she basically told her mother, and her mother was upset because, like, you don't have to do this to be who you are, but a lot of them do. You know, it's sad. But what a lot of them don't do, a lot of them don't put their lives in danger to be famous, to have name recognition. But I believe that Shauna is getting help by people to take Benzino down. And I believe that it wouldn't be surprising that 50 Cent's behind it. Now, I don't believe that it's like 50 Cent is hating on Benzino. He doesn't need to hate on Benzino. You know, he has a universe on Stars. But remember the upload that I posted last Friday that stated that Benzino's half-sister works on the Stars Network. She works on the Stars Network, and she was employed by 50 Cent, and she's one of the showrunners for Power Book 2 and Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Okay? I also said that she's a VP now at Showtime. Also, I mentioned that it's been alleged, going back to 5 years ago, that Benzino slept with his niece. They don't say that she was underage. They don't even say that she was raped. But something happened sexually between him and his niece. Also, I posted the question, why did Benzino's nephew shoot him at his mother's homegoing service? So I wouldn't be surprised if there's this takedown of, family members that out for blood against Benzino. And that 50 Cent is probably like, okay, you got issues with Benzino. I got issues with Benzino. Let me expose him for the dirt that he's done so that we can silence him once and for all. And I'll get something real tangible about him talking to transgenders. Even if we do it, let's just throw all the dirt on him. So it could be one of those scenarios. I don't feel sorry for other people. The only one I feel sorry for is Coy Leray. I think her name is Coy Leray. Lorraine. I don't know how to pronounce it because I don't really pay attention to her. But on this, I feel bad for her because this is her debut album moment. And she shouldn't have to deal with this type of BS. Your own father's clowning you because you only sold, 10,000 units. Your father doesn't support your dream of being a rapper. Your father basically is going on a tangent about being homosexual and being seen talking to a transgender because where he comes from in Boston is not acceptable. Also, he's part of a hip-hop group, the Mighty Rizzo. Then all this other stuff. And it's like, Benzino, you haven't been relevant really since 2016 when you was on the Next 15. What's really going on, Benzino? And I don't dislike Benzino. But I'm like, I just don't like the stunts he's pulling. He's 56 years old. And it's not a good look. And this tells me hip-hop is not aging well. You got a lot of these old heads in hip-hop from the golden era hip-hop that can't handle the fact that they're getting older. And think about when they were young, 40, 30-something years ago. Think about when they were younger and people their age, born in their 30s. When they was 50, you could say what you want. They acted like their age. These 50-year-olds don't act like their age. It's embarrassing. They don't take care of themselves. It's sad. It's really sad. And that's why I can understand people to a point rejecting hip hop. Look at how the older ones are acting. The kids don't even want to be like them. And it's just a mess. But this saga between Benzino and Shauna Brooks is going to continue. And Benzino even put out a diss track called Benzino versus Universe. I'm going to review it on my review channel because I heard it and it wasn't the worst record, but it's like, Benzino, I understand why you've never had a gold record. And with that being said, I'm signing off. Thank you for listening. Please like so we can beat the algorithm together. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Later.